Okay, hello. Good evening, everyone. All right, welcome back to our July week 1. Okay, so how are y'all doing? I see some new faces here. So if you are first time here, hello to you. All right, so we are in chapter 5 today. I believe not everyone is here, as you know lah. Everyone likes being late to my class. I don't know why. All right, anyway, so we are in chapter 5. I will finish this by today, and we might enter chapter 6. Okay, just in case get your chapter 6 notes ready. Okay, get your chapter 6 notes ready because we are most likely going to go chapter 6 because this chapter 5 is as we know last week, it is very boring. We know what is this already. We just have some parts left over. Slick hair swag. Oh, thank you. I just want to expose my forehead because lately has been really hot. All right, anyway, so let's begin. Let's refresh what have we learned last week. Okay, so for those who are first time here, let me repeat what is thermochemistry, what is endothermic and exothermic reaction. If a reaction release heat to the surrounding, okay, release heat to the surrounding, and surrounding becomes hot. If everything becomes hot, that is exothermic reaction. All right, so surrounding temperature increase, and if the temperature becomes cold, everywhere becomes cold, it is endothermic. Endo means enter, right? So enter, heat enters, then they become cold, temperature decrease. All right, that's it. End of story. All right, end of story. And last week we have mentioned what are the examples of exothermic reaction. All right, first you have respiration. All right, just think of your body temperature. When you do respiration, your body temperature becomes hot. You have body warmth. All right, you have body temperature. So this is why respiration is exothermic. Okay, and then burning, when you burn something, surrounding becomes hot, exothermic. Neutralization is also exothermic. All right, because when you add acid and alkaline, the temperature will increase by just a little, maybe 3 to 4 degrees. Not much, but at least it's still an increase. It is still exo. And then last week I told you what is this thermite. You can use this to burn a hole through steel. All right, if you need to break into a bank, you need to open their safe, you need to burn a hole through the safe. You use this thing called thermite, very exothermic. Okay, and then freezing, when water turns into ice, they release heat to the surrounding. Okay, so they become ice. And then your heat pack. All right, heat pack. This is where you use it for your muscle soreness or whatnot. Guys, this is one use. Okay, so for those who just came in, hello. We are in chapter 5. All right, so heat pack. This is a one-use thing. All right, inside they contain something called sodium acetate. When you squeeze them, they will become hot. They will crystallize, and then this is, exothermic lah. The thing becomes hot. Okay, yes, Chen Xing, hello. Anyway, next, drain cleaner. You use this thing to melt away the hair that is stuck in your drain. This reaction is very hot, very exothermic, so your hair will melt away. Not just hair hair, fats, whatever, they will melt away. And then your glow stick, right? When you break your glow stick, when the chemical mix, they will release heat and light. So that is, exothermic again, right? So anyway, let's continue with our endothermic today, right? Last week we stopped at exothermic. So for those who just came in, hello. Okay, yes, Vinny, hello. I don't know whether you guys are from another tutor's class or are you a new student So if you're a new student, we are in chapter 5, all right? And if you are from another tutor, my progress might be a little bit different. Okay, anyway, let's look at endothermic, all right? Endothermic is when you absorb heat when the surrounding becomes cold. So number 1, you have photosynthesis, all right? Photosynthesis, you see, they absorb heat, They absorb energy from the sun, all right? And then baking a cake. Please add one more here. Cooking is the same thing. When you are baking, you are cooking, the food is absorbing the heat. So when they absorb heat, they become cold, right? So cooking and baking is endothermic. They absorb heat, and then evaporation water. It's when they absorb heat, then they turn into gas. All right, evaporation again. And then, okay, I want you to take note here, guys. Listen, take note here. Whenever you see ammonium in exam, I don't care whether it's ammonium chloride, ammonium nitrate, whatever it is, as long as you see ammonium, they are for sure endothermic. That means they will for sure make the surrounding cold because they will absorb the heat, right? They will absorb heat. So the surrounding, they will become cold. This is for sure, right? So you might say, why lesser? Because that's the way it is. Ammonium is a salt that is very endothermic. So in this case, you actually use this thing in something called your cold pack. All right, guys, do you have this at home? Do you have this at home? I think it is pretty wise for you to put this at home, right? Not just because they are good for your sports injury, they're good for everything. When you burn your skin, when you burn your hands, all right, when you have muscle soreness, when you have bruises, all right, do you know bruises you can use cold pack to treat? Okay, so how does it work? How does cold pack work? Okay, very easy. Let's say you have a bruise here. I mentioned this in chapter 3. When you have bruise, that means you have internal bleeding. Okay, or you don't have chapter 5, Finny, which branch are you from? Are you a new student? Oh, you are from PU. I see. Okay, you don't have chapter 5. That means you have chapter 6, right? That means you have chapter 6, right? Oh, okay, I see. Okay, if that's the case, you can WhatsApp me. I will send you the soft copy. Okay, I'll give you my phone here. All right, you can WhatsApp me. I'll send you the soft copy because the hard copy is already given out last month. So that's why you didn't receive it lah. Okay, so anyway, you just look at my screen for now, and later when we discuss the exercise, you can copy down the answer lah. And later when you have the notes, you can copy it back. Okay, sorry. All right. Anyway, so this is your cold pack. So what is cold pack? As we said just now, ammonium is endothermic. This is why we use it in your cold pack. All right. So inside your cold pack has this thing called ammonium nitrate. You see, ammonium. All right. So how does this thing work? All right. This thing, if you look inside, there's actually 2 compartments. One part is the ammonium. Okay, ammonium nitrate, and the other part is water. All right, so when you're going to use them, when you are going to use this cold pack, you will squeeze them. When you squeeze, this middle layer will break. This middle membrane, they will break. When they break, these two will mix together. When they mix together, then they will be endothermic. Then you have this cold reaction. Okay, yes, Wenfeng, hello. Anyway, so this is how a cold pack works. All right, so cold pack is very good for treating, injuries. All right, for example, if you have a bruise, you know it's bruise, right? That means yu qing, okay, or in orte, we call it in Hokkien. If you have a bruise, okay, what happens during a bruise? When you have a bruise, let's say someone punched you in the face, you have a bruise. Bruise is when you have internal bleeding. The blood vessel inside here breaks. Your blood capillary, remember? So what are you trying to do when you put that cold pack? You are shrinking your blood vessel. Okay, because cold shrink what? When your blood vessel they shrink, you will reduce the swelling, you will reduce the bruise. So this is how it works. All right. So guys, when you have bruise, do not use some kind of Chinese oil or something to go and massage. That is a stupid way of treating injury. Please do not do that. I mean, I grew up using that way because that's what my mom told me, but that is the wrong way of treating injury. Okay, yes, Savannah, hello. We are in chapter 5, the last part here. Okay, so that's a cold pack, endothermic because they absorb heat. The surrounding becomes cold. All right, and then melting of ice, when they absorb heat, the ice melt, surrounding becomes cold. All right, endothermic again. And then the last one, rusting. All right, rusting is endo. Here's the thing, guys. Some reference book, they will put rusting as exo. Some books say they release heat, exo. Some books say they absorb heat, endo. So which is which? All right, in our notes, we put it in endo, but I would say it's actually both. It's actually both. You might say, huh? Both, sir? Why is it both? Because you see, rusting is actually a very complicated process. They will first do endo, and then they do exo. Okay, huh? Why lesser? Don't ask me why. You will learn this in chemistry next time. It's very hard for me to explain here. All right, so in our case, we put it in endo lah. I mean, if you want to put it in exo, it's not completely wrong too. So don't scared lah. Wow, sir, if come on exam, what should I write? Usually in exam, they won't ask rusting because they know it's a very complicated process. So usually they won't touch this thing. Usually. All right. So anyway, this is our endo and exo. All right. Let me repeat this again for those who came in for the first time. Exothermic is when you release heat. Right? Exit one. Exo is exit one. So the surrounding, everything becomes hot. Temperature increase. And then endo, it's the opposite. Right? Endo is the opposite when heat enters, when the surrounding becomes very cold. So that's your endothermic lah. Okay, that's your endothermic. Okay, so anyway, so this is our chapter 5. Okay, hey, that's it lah. Okay, that's it about chapter 5. That's why I say chapter 5 is a very short chapter. I think they should put this thing in form 1. Why are they putting it in form 5? It's like a little bit too easy, isn't it? Right? That is just one chapter. All right, anyway, let's go to our exercise, shall we? Let's go to our chapter 5 exercise. Oops, sorry, this is not the one. Chapter 5 exercise. Okay. Hang on. Fini, I'll send the exercise to you right now. I'll send the notes to you right now. Okay. You use the soft copy for now lah, because that's the only thing I can do. Hang on, chapter 5. Okay, so send it to you already. All right, so you want to print it out. If you don't want to print it out, it's okay. All right, it's okay. Anyway, let's go to our page 5. We haven't done any exercise last week, but guys, as you can see, there are 11 pages of exercise. I won't do all because they are kind of repetitive and they are kind of same. Okay, you shall see why later. Okay, anyway, let's go to our question 1A. Okay, let's go to 1A. So fill in the blanks with endo or exo in the situation below. Hiya, so easy lah. Okay, first one, burning. So burning is exo lor. Because surrounding becomes hot ma. So exo lor. And then next, what is this? This is photosynthesis. Okay, photosynthesis, they absorb sunlight, they absorb energy. So absorbing is endo. Okay, C, respiration. When you do respiration, you have body heat, you get warm. So exo. All right. Hey, have you noticed this, guys? Have you noticed this? When you are in an aircon room, when you are very hungry, you are very cold. Okay, you're very cold. And then after you eat, after you have lunch, and then you went back to the same, and then you go back to the same aircon room, you feel okay. It's not that cold anymore. Why? Because when you eat, your body do more respiration, so you get more heat lah. That's why you don't feel hot anymore. You don't feel cold anymore. So you see, respiration is exothermic. Okay, and the next, cooking. Cooking is when your food, they absorb heat, right? This is how your food gets cooked. So this is endo, because absorb one. Endo one. And then next, your firecracker, this is exo, because they release heat. Okay. If you don't know this is exo, you're going to touch this, you will know why. Okay, you're going to touch this thing, you know. Okay, anyway, next, melting. Melting, when you stand beside ice, you feel cold, right? When the ice is melting, you feel cold, right? So this is endo. Okay, because they absorb heat and then the surrounding becomes cold. Okay, so really easy. Like I said, this chapter is really easy. And if you hope that your teacher will ask a lot about this chapter, you dream on lah, you dream on lah, because it's such an easy chapter. Why would they come out a lot in exam? Not really possible lah. Maybe 1 or 2 questions lor. Alright, anyway, so define the following types of chemical reactions. So what is walao eh? That define definisi. Okay, so this thing probably won't come out in exam, but you want to answer, I give you lah. Okay, so what is endothermic reaction? It is reaction that absorbs heat. Okay, tindak balas yang menyerap haba. The keyword is absorb heat. Alright, so exo is release heat lah. Okay, release heat, membebaskan haba. Alright, so guys, this is definition. There's no need for you to know definition. Why? Because science is not pendidikan moral. Okay? This is not that stupid subject. Pendidikan moral is the only subject that you need to memorize a bunch of useless definition for no freaking reason. Right? Don't you find pendidikan moral very pointless? Hey, I tell you, from Form 1, let me ask you, from Form 1 to Form 3, pendidikan moral, you learn the same shit, isn't it? And then, surprise, Form 4 and Form 5, pendidikan moral, you learn the same shit again. And then you go for SPM. Alright, basically you learn the same thing from Form 1 to Form 5, then you go SPM. It's the stupidest subject ever. Alright, so this is not pendidikan moral. Don't go and memorize the definition. They won't come out. Alright, so what is thermochemistry? Get it from the note list. Okay, I'm not going to write this answer. It's just time wasting. Anyway, moving on. Let's go to question 2. The diagram below describe the exothermic reaction and endothermic reaction. So as you can see, X is releasing heat. Heat is exiting. So this is exo. And then for Y is heat is entering. So this is endo. Okay. Guys, this chapter is really boring, because I can see the chat is dead quiet. Usually that's the case, isn't it? Okay, when I was teaching lungs and heart, wow, the chat very happening one. Now when it comes to endo exo, it's like wow, the chat is dead silent. Is it really that bad? I know it's very boring lah. Okay, it's not only boring, it's not challenging as well. Okay, so let's look at A. Okay, so let's look at A. So based on the above diagram, determine whether it is true or false. So X is exothermic. X is exothermic law, true law. Okay, true. Okay, guys, are you still with me? Are you still with me? Please don't sleep, Please don't sleep, I know, Okay, I don't know, but I know. Right? Or you are just fiddling with your phone. Holding on. Well, Rebecca, thank you. Why you guys? Hey, you very tired, man? Why are you so tired? Okay. Oh, you are SMKKK is having exam, right? Okay, SMKKK is having exam, right? I mean, within these few days or weeks, right? Okay. Anyway, so number 2, the heat is released into the environment in reaction X. So they release heat to surrounding, to environment. Yes. So true. Okay, true. Oh, next week exam, Oh, okay. Oh, Jaslyn, you are from KK2, Okay, you're from KK2, So you guys are the weird ones, You guys are the weird ones. Why is your first exam only now? Cannot understand, Other schools, they have their exam like 1 or 2 months ago already. You guys are the weird ones. All right, anyway, so number 3, the temperature of the environment will decrease in reaction X. So surrounding become cold? No, this is false. Surrounding becomes hot. Because you imagine if you stand here, you put hot water beside you, of course you feel hot So this is wrong, false. And then number 4, the heat is absorbed. Please change this here. Absorbed from the environment. Diserap dari persekitaran. This one English got problem. So the heat is absorbed from the environment in reaction Y. So do they absorb heat? Yes, they do. They absorb what? So true. Right, last one. The temperature of environment will increase in reaction. Why? So surrounding becomes hot. Of course, no lah. You put a big cup of cold water beside you. Of course, you will feel cold. So this is false. Okay, easy, guys. This chapter is really easy, So you know what? Question 3. This A1, I'm going to skip. Please fill this up yourself. Hiya, absorb heat. This one release heat lor. This one increase and this one decrease lah. Please write this yourself. Okay. Anyway, next B. Diagram below shows an experiment to study a chemical reaction. There you see. What is this? What is this? This is ammonium. Like I said, when you put ammonium into water, this thing gets cold. All right, cold. They are one of the few salt. Okay, this thing is a salt, guys. This thing is a salt. Usually, when you dissolve salt in water, surrounding gets hot. But this is the rare case. Okay, you will get cold. Can you eat it? I wouldn't lah. Hey, you know, guys, you know it's ammonium. Ammonium is actually fertilizer. It's fertilizer. Can you eat fertilizer? I mean, yeah, you can. This thing is actually from your pee. You have ammonium in your pee. So, can you drink pee? I mean, I wouldn't. But if it makes you happy, then why not, right? Yeah, bro, it's pee. Exactly. Okay. If it makes you happy, if it makes you happy. Okay, so what's the early temperature? Okay, initial temperature is 24 So what is the final temperature? So you guess it yourself lah. I will put 20 here. Up to you lah. If you want to say 15 can, 16, 17, 18 can, please don't say 0, Not so exaggerated lah. This thing won't turn into ice lah, but it will become cold. Okay, it will become cold. That's my point. All right, so I'm gonna put 20 here. So explain your answer. Why is it decreasing? Because this reaction is absorb heat is endo lah. Okay, tindak balas ini adalah endothermic. Can you see the questions are kind of repetitive? Can you see that? Right? That's why I say this chapter is very boring one. Very boring one. Hey, guys, learning endo and exo is like differentiating left and right. Okay? If you can confuse endo and exo, that means you will confuse left side and right side. Then in that case, I suggest you please don't drive. Okay? If you cannot even differentiate left and right, please, for everyone's sake, please don't drive because you are going to cause accident. Hey, seriously, some people they really cannot. Like I have a friend, you say left and right, he cannot differentiate one. You have to say 3 o'clock or 9 o'clock. For some reason, his brain works that way. You say left, right, he will say, left, let me think, where's left? Hey, you langa already there. So endo and exo, I mean, it's like left and right lah. Come on. All right. Anyway, so number 4. All right. So let's look at number 4. So Rizwan and his friend carry out an experiment. They mix water with PQRS in 4 beakers and record the temperature reading. Okay. So this is the result. All right. So beaker A, the temperature goes from 28 to 26.5. Oh, decrease. You see? So decreases, and dola absorb heat so surrounding becomes cold. And then for B, 28 to 29.5, this one increase so exo, okay, because surrounding becomes hot. And then C, 29 to 31.5, exo again, right? And then D, 29 to 27.5, endo again. Easy, right? That's why I say easy. So A, what can be observed by Rizwan? Explain. So what can he observe? So as you can see, so for A and D, temperature decrease. And then for B and C, temperature actually increase. Okay, so we can write that. So for A and D, temperature decrease, suhu menurun. I'm just this lazy lah. I don't care because as long as you get the point. Guys, do not write like this in exam. Do not write point form in exam. I've mentioned this 1,000 times. This is for your own reference. I don't want you to write long in your notes because it's very time wasting. Okay, so for B and C, this is temperature increase. Suhu meningkat. Right, as you can see here, increase lah. Okay, so B, based on the observations, Rizwan made 2 inferences. All right, do you remember what is inference? Inference means explain. All right, explain. State 2 inferences and explain. So explain why is it temperature increase and decrease. So for A and D, why temperature decrease? Because A and D is endo. Right, A and D is endo. So endo means they absorb heat, harbor diserap. And then for B and C, this is exo, because temperature increase, surrounding becomes hot, so it's exo, so this thing will release heat. Membebaskan harbor. Yo, 4 marks leh, easy. Harbor dibebaskan lah, okay, membebaskan harbor, whatever, same thing. Yeah, 4 marks there. All right, I believe this is very simple. Even you missed last week's lesson, doesn't matter lah, still easy one. Okay, so next, moving on, let's go to C. This one they want you to sketch already.